And joining us now from Long Island, New York, is New York Representative Congressman Peter King, who's also the chairman of the House Homeland Security Commission. Sir, good to have you with us this morning. First question to you, obviously, your reaction as soon as you heard the news that, in fact, Osama bin Laden had been killed.
It was overwhelming. The White House called me about an hour and a half before the president's speech to tell him he was going to make, the speech and announce that Osama bin Laden had been killed. And it took me really several seconds to comprehend what I was being told, because I lost so many friends and neighbors on September 11th. We've had so many near misses since then, and I couldn't believe this actually happened. But it's a great moment, and let me, as a Republican, give President Obama tremendous credit for what was done. He's the commander-in-chief. This was an amazingly successful military operation, and I just want to give him the credit. This was begun by President Bush, continued and carried to success by President Obama. So this is a wonderful moment for America, and the president deserves full credit.
You mentioned, of course, you are from Long Island. You know a number of people who lost their lives, and of course the families of those victims. Have you heard from many of them last night and this morning?
Yes, I was speaking to a number of them last night especially. They are very gratified. It gives them a sense of closure, a sense that justice has finally been done. Nothing will ever erase the torment and the agony which they went through. But no, they feel that they've definitely turned a corner, and the country, hopefully the country now can come together. But no, as far as the family members, there's over 150 people in my district were murdered on September 11th, many hundreds more in the areas adjoining mine. And so I knew firsthand so much of the suffering. But again, unless you're one of those family members, you cannot fully appreciate the agony that they went through. So really, my thoughts and prayers with them today as they get at least this sense of relief and consolation.
We do need to point out, and I know that you would agree with this, the war on terrorism is far from over. This is, of course, one chapter in it. So how do you now, as we continue the fight against terrorism, how do you fight against the perception that with Osama bin Laden dead, this may in some way diminish the threat?
Now, we have to make it clear, this is going to be a long, hard war. We won a very significant victory in the last several days by killing bin Laden. And this will put Al-Qaeda on defense for a while. There'll be fights between the Egyptians and the Yemenis and the Libyans. Saudis, as he was actually going to be controlling Al-Qaeda. But the fact is that Al-Qaeda has morphed. It's all around the world. It's actually, we have agents here in the United States. We have homegrown terrorists here in the United States. It's in Yemen. It's throughout the Middle East. So no, this war goes on. We've scored a victory. We have to make as much of it as we possibly can in moving forward. But no, we can never let our guard down. Al-Qaeda and Islamic terrorism, they are committed to destroying our nation, our culture, and our way of life.
So are you concerned, you mentioned the Middle East, but are you concerned about any retaliation or attacks specifically on U.S. soil?
We have to be very concerned about attacks on U.S. soil or against U.S. installations overseas. We know that Al-Qaeda will try to avenge the death of bin Laden, and I can assure you that the American intelligence agencies, the counterterrorism agencies here in New York, the NYPD, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, are all monitoring this extremely carefully, trying to anticipate what could happen next, anticipate what attack Al-Qaeda might try to carry out, and how we can head that off, how we can stop it, how we can prevent it.
Representative Peter King, appreciate your time this morning, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.